Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this recitation of a-sabad-a-day. The recitation, Raag Gujari Mahalla Panjwa, and this is the beginning of Panchpade, 5 stanza passages, composed by the 5th Nanak, Guru Arjan. Gujari Mahalla Panjwa Panchpada Kar Duja, to be sung to the second beat. Ik oankar Satguru Prasad. Prathame Garabh Mata ke Vaasa, uha chod taran mein aaya. Chitra saal sundar baag mandir, संग ना कछू जाया. अवर सब मिथ्या लोभ लबी, गुर पूरे दियो हर नामा. जी को एहा वस्त फबी रहाओ. इष्ट मीत बंदब सुत पाई, संग बनता रच हसया. जब अंती अवसर आए बन्यो है, उन्ह पेकत ही काल ग्रसया. कर कर अनर्थ बिहाजी संपै, सोना रूपा दामा. पाड़ी को ओह पाड़ा मिलया, होर सगल भयो बिराना. हैवर गैवर रथ संबाहे, गौ कर कीने मेरे. जब ते होई लामी ताई, चलह नाही एक पैरे. नाम धन नाम सुख राजा, नाम कुटुंब सहाई. नाम संपत गुर नानक को दी, ओह मरे न आवे जाई. नाम धन नाम सुख राजा, नाम कुटुंब सहाई. नाम संपत गुरु नानक को दी, ओह मरे न आवे जाई. A lesson in how to deal with a world that consists of objects, relationships, things that are attractive, that we want to hold on to, but they are by their very nature transitory. And along with that arises the question of how much is enough? And where and how are we going to live life? So in the Rahao, Guruji establishes the frame first. He says, Avar sab mithya lob labbi. Labbi is something that is marinated with, saturated with. Everything, he says, Avar sab, everything is saturated, marinated in mithya, transitoriness, impermanence. So impermanence, in other words, is built into everything. And that is what we have to recognize. And that recognition, realization comes through the perfect gur, knowledge, wisdom. Wisdom will tell you, and wisdom is perhaps the only thing that you need to live. Eha vasta pabbi, this is the only thing that is befitting, pabbi, that actually kind of goes with you. It's befitting to you. You're built for it. So wisdom is what we need to live in a world that is transitory. And so what the Guru is calling for is a radical change, a paradigm shift, if you will, because ordinarily we tend to grasp at things and want to hold on to them despite knowing that they are temporary. So the change that comes through knowledge is simply this. Wisdom would say to us, certainly cherish the things that you have in life. By all means, cherish life and its contents, but not because they will persist, but precisely because they will not. Precisely because they are temporary, that they should be cherished for their temporariness. And we shouldn't seek to grasp at them and try and hold on to them. It's like riding the surf. It comes and it goes. But if you try to hang on, well, you'll drown. So that's the wisdom. That's the radical shift that the Guru is asking us to bring about in ourselves. That is the rahau, the reflection of this Shabad. And then he supports this by saying, look, you first came and resided in the mother's womb. That is the beginning of this journey. Prathame Garabh Mata ke Vaasa. The first residence is the mother's womb. And then you exit, you come out, you emerge from that and come into the world. Uha chodi, taran mein aaya. So Prathame Garabh Mata ke Vaasa, uha chod dharan mein aaya. And then once you are here, you begin the process of accumulation and possession. Chitrasal Sundar Bhagamandar. Beautiful objects, paintings, decorated homes. But guess what? None of these are going to travel with you. Sangana kishu jaya. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. Build that awareness. So you accumulate things, you become attached to them, then you're surrounded by the laughter, so to speak. You're surrounded by family, loved ones. In the midst of loved ones, whether they are friends, relatives, children, spouse, there is a certain gaiety, a certain noise that is around you. Ishtamit bandhav sutpai. Loved ones, friends, companions, children, brothers, sisters, siblings. Sangha banata, along with your spouse. Racha hasya, you're engrossed in them. Jab anti avsar aaye banyo hai, but when the end comes, when the moment comes, anti avsar, when that moment comes, unpekat hi kal grasya. Here's the amazing thing. Kal grasya, you're stung by death. And there is little that they can do, your loved ones can do. They watch you go. They're actually literally seeing pekat hi kal grasya. Death will arrive, even in the midst of all of this. That's the second realization. Things are temporary, relationships are temporary. Cherish them, yes, but realize that they are temporary. Cherish them for that reason. So don't get mad at people or friends or relatives. Love everybody. Know that this beautiful experience is not going to last. So I should cherish it for what it is, the ups and the downs. Then what happens is we begin to accumulate wealth, money, property, gold, silver. The Guru even mentions cash. But he says there is no real purpose to it. because it becomes an end in itself. Kar kar anartha. Anarth means without any meaning. It also means cruelty, unfair means, which is what we use in order to accumulate wealth. So he's saying, well, without any real purpose, you use unfair means to accumulate property, gold, silver, and cash. Behaji sampe soina rupa dama. Soina is gold, rupa silver, dama is cash. But he says, look, this is simply like earning your daily wages. Pade ko pada milya. It's like a menial laborer who works and gets his daily allowance. The rest goes to others. Have you ever thought about this? What is the point in making billions when you know that you don't really need them? I mean, that would strike me as being quite stupid to actually deploy all your energy in accumulating or making something in return for your life energy that you know you don't really need. You don't need billions to survive. You could do with a lot less. So that is where the wisdom of knowing how much is enough is necessary. And that is what the Guru teaches you. And I quote Kurt Vonnegut here in his beautiful poem, Joe Heller. He puts it, I've got enough. The knowledge that I've got enough is the wellspring of all happiness. Now, this is downright countercultural, living as I do and you do in a capitalist system. But that is precisely what wisdom does. It forces us to question societal norms. It forces us to question what everybody else, us included, take for granted. Hegemonic systems. We never question them. So this is part of the wisdom. You have to question yourself. Why on earth am I killing myself trying to make billions that I don't need? And then again, the resources that you're accumulating. What is the nature of these resources? How should you approach them? Havara, gavara, ratha sabahe. Gaho kar kine mere, havara, gavar. Horses and elephants, ratha sambahe, chariots. You hold on to them. But they were given to us by the Creator. Havara, gavara, ratha sambahe. All of this has come to us from the Creator. But gaho kar kine mere, we treat them as though they are self-acquired, and we assert our ownership over them. Kine mere, mine. We assert outright ownership. But the Guru reminds us, when that long journey begins, when this particular form of life comes to an end, and that longer journey begins, jabate hoye lamhi tai. Tai is to travel. When that travel begins, chale nahi ik paire. All of this will not walk with you even for a step. So here's the question of whether we are stewards or outright owners. The Guru would remind us that we are simply custodians of resources given to us, not possessors. And therefore, we have a moral obligation to protect, to preserve for generations to come. We must therefore learn to think beyond individual needs and foster a sense of community. And in conclusion, Naam Dhan Naam Sukha Raja. This is a contrast that is being drawn with the wealth that we kill ourselves to accumulate versus the wealth of self-knowledge, the wisdom, the virtue that we need in order to enjoy this life. The Guru says, Naam Dhan Naam Sukha Raja. the wealth of self-knowledge, that wisdom alone is what will bring you the comfort of satisfaction. Because that is what we are all seeking, the comfort of satisfaction, of knowing that I have enough. Naab Kutumb Sahai. Kutumb means family, and you points to the fact that the mind, the senses are all satisfied. That satisfaction comes from wisdom, because then the senses and the mind does not overtake, the ego does not overtake you. Naam Sampatti. This is a wealth. Guru Nanak ko di. The Gur gave to Nanak. Oh mare na aave jai. And the one who receives this treasure from the Gur breaks the cycle of temporality, of this coming and going and repeating the same thing over and over and over again. This conditioning, temporality, this cycle of temporality that we are caught in, also called Janam Maran. That includes the cycle of coming and going. So you bring a stop to that, and you can truly begin to cherish and enjoy life. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.